There's been an update to the alpha, changing around some enemy health and damage values, as well as density in each one of the levels, maybe making it a little bit nicer on high cell difficulties. But also, they have apparently, hopefully made it a little bit more palatable to use some of the new two-handed items, all the crossbows, with the introduction of a backpack that you can stick items into and use that if you want to switch back to one-handed mode. It seems interesting. Haven't really played around with it at all just yet, but that's exactly why I'm starting this up right now, and I'm going to be doing, let's just say, a survival run on 5-cell difficulty. I do think that a lot of the major changes have been to survival, and figuring out how to navigate those is going to be one of the biggest challenges of this latest update. And speaking of big challenges to the latest update, people, at least judging by the comment section for the last video, not a big fan to some of the changes here. I can definitely understand. I usually like to, have a little bit more of a laissez-faire attitude. Whatever Motion Twin wants to do, they do, blah, blah, blah. I've said it a million times before. But I do understand especially some of the frustration with crossbow. I think that really, ideally, I don't know how that hitbox worked, but I'm also not going to argue with it. I do think that ideally what they probably should have done was introduce a new set of items rather than trying to change up some old ones, especially because, well, here, now we can actually see what this looks like then. Introduce new items rather than just trying to change up how the old ones work. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. So you got that little extra slot over there. Scroll far enough over, and then I get to keep that boomerang in case I go back to using a little bit of a one-handed type of build instead. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that you can actually use that. Certainly there doesn't seem to be any button associated with it. But yeah, that should make it a little bit easier to kind of like switch runs on the fly, which from what I understand was kind of some of the intent of the changes that they did to that. Scythe claws have been slightly nerfed from what I understand, but still pretty good as far as I can tell. Yeah, sure, I'll roll with these for a little while, because it's, in general, when it comes to doing a lot of the many showcase runs that I've been doing, I haven't really gotten too much chance to use Scythe claws. And it's a fantastic weapon, and a very fun one to use at that. So, let's at least take it for the very start of the run here, if not the entire thing. Maybe I'll also even try to finally use like the frenzy or adrenaline mutation with this, where, people always said even though it's not a survival scaling mutation, you can get a lot of healing out of this anyway, just because of the amount of damage that this is doing. I think the major nerfs to the Scythe Claw were specifically keeping the combo going. Like, you can't just constantly switch back and forth between each of the individual Scythe claws and keep getting criticals for a near infinite amount of time. Like, it wears off over time, and then also just generally, apparently, it's doing less damage. Not that much less damage. I mean, it's I brought up Terraria a lot last time, but sometimes, regardless of how much you nerf things, they can still remain pretty effective. Looking at you, Daedalus Stormbow. After I finish with Nier Automata, I might just go and do an actual Terraria series. That game's got me. It's got me in its tight vice-like grip right now. Tight Crabulon-like grip. Okay, I guess I should go see what the other stat I got is now without, stats being associated with items. Getting as many points as possible in, by hook or by crook is a pretty important thing. Stun grenade still kind of questionably useful, although I do think that was of course because of the existence of the shield bearer there. Still frustrating as ever to kind of work around that. Well, anyway, aside from that, I still want to try to get a lot of usage out of gastronomy. I think that's going to be a really good let's actually just take, instead of the boomerang, as much as I do like the boomerang, I think just having a shield in the pocket is going to be a little bit better. Is going to be a little bit more useful. And they did say that they changed up some of the damage values of like the toxic miasma over in the the corrupted sewers, so that might be worth checking out, considering how just horrible an experience it's been to try to deal with the toxic sewers prior to this. Scythe Claw still does have that issue of being very slow, but I mean, when it counts, it's gonna do great. I'm telling you, once I get to like a boss or something, if I even end up taking this to a boss, it's like, man, oh man, this thing really does shine. All right, I'm out of here. Forget about this place. I am frustrated with the amount of damage that I've already taken, but, you know, that just kind of comes part and parcel with the whole stylings of using weapon this slow. You gotta pay for that style. Give me Frenzy, I think that's gonna be the most effective way, and then, like I said, Gastronomy next, and then... I'm sure I can probably get something going with... I don't know. I'll take a look at like what we got for the many survival mutations that aren't necromancy that I rarely ever use because they're not necromancy, and kind of figure out something from there. This is definitely the time to be experimenting around, if any, because after all, it's like what better place than when the game is changing so much? The things that I knew would work no longer work, well, as well. They still work. It's not like they don't work. It's just there's I think I described last time as just being a little bit funky. I hold to that. It's not necessarily an alien landscape, but it is different. Yeah, you can see that good frenzy healing and then me getting hit anyway. As soon as I said that, no less. Well, abuse that, abuse the invincibility I get from picking up scrolls, and we'll just continue on here. Yeah, laissez-faire attitude. Laissez-faire attitude. I've always been one... I mean, I have seen so many unfavorable types of patches go around. I want to say that, like, anytime there's a big change in any one of the balance patches, there's, you know... initially like a lot of issues, and then they kind of slowly work themselves out over time. So I'm hoping it's not going to be that, like, yeah, might not be taken, people might not be too favorable to it now, but over the course of fixing up stuff that it'll get a lot better. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I was saying on a stream that I was doing that it's like, yeah, I've been a veteran of MMOs before. I know what it's like to get some real big reworks to characters and just gameplay in general happening. I trust Motion Twin for the most part, though, so we'll see. All right, in the meantime, I am 3 away from having maximum malaise. Got to do something about that. 2 away from having maximum malaise, so I got to do something about that. Now, the question of what am I going to do? No idea. The malaise, as always, when it comes to survival, is kind of the big issue. Maybe take extended healing? I mean, I don't like how random that is, but with how it's going, I mean, of course, the other option... Oh, man. Of course, the other option would be just straight up taking the alienation, which is always a pretty good way to get a lot of heals in one way or another. It's basically the equivalent of a potion charge by the time that you get rid of all of the extra curse that you accrue with it. Now, is that necessarily something that I want to do? I mean, I've been having trouble not getting hit already, so yeah, it feels like maybe a questionable time if I decide to go that route. Or, you know, hey, with a whole backpack mechanic, I can easily just, as soon as I get another... Oh, thank you. As soon as I get another one-handed item, just kind of go on from there. Switch back out into a more traditional type of build. Or, you know, even if I just get, like, some sort of good item for... Those rats are fast. I really can't go for the blue scythe. The right scythe claw? Yeah, the right scythe claw hits. I really just got to focus on doing the left ones right now. Worst comes to worst, I'll just use a potion charge. I don't want to. I will do so. Because, you know. Yeah, one of the things I saw in the update that I really do like is seeing it finally get addressed is the fact that bosses gain resistance to slowing, frozen, stunning effects, all that sort of thing very, very quickly. It's made a lot of otherwise good items become pretty useless in a kind of extended fight against anything. But now, after a couple seconds of not hitting them with it, apparently they lose their resistance. So that is going to make a lot of builds more usable in my mind. Finally get back to the old halcyon days of getting Wolf Trap out there and really shutting down a lot of enemies. Well, I mean, if it was survival scaling, of course. Hey, this ain't a showcase run. I don't have to abide by the same rules of having banned items, and that's why I am going to take the Rampart like I did in the last episode, right? Well, I didn't take it in the last episode. I took it because it was colorless in the last episode, that's right. I'm just saying that if given the chance, I will. And you know what? I was just talking about the increased effectiveness of like slowdown, freezing, etc. Crusher now does have that as part of its repertoire. So that, and I'm just going to also take Ice Armor. That should hopefully absorb a couple hits, prevent me from getting fully capped out on malaise. I mean, if you don't really play too much on the real high cell difficulties, it is no longer an instant kill. Well, instant kill. A very swift and merciless kill. But it does bring you down to 10% HP, and that's... Well, they did say that they changed up how much damage enemies were doing. Did they change it up enough? I can't answer that. This is my my first attempt at stuff with doing anything with this latest update, even though it came out yesterday. I didn't see it because I was too busy playing Nier Automata. Look, I just want to see what's up with my favorite horny robots. What they've been doing. Ah, damn. Okay, well. No, it's fine. It's fine. Apparently the one-hit protection has now been improved. Yeah, we'll take that. That's much better than the frontline shield. Apparently the one-hit protection, taking a huge amount of damage, going down to a single hit point, last chance mechanic, as I've always called it, has been improved. It looks like it now gives you an invincibility barrier, along with the very brief slowdown and AoE pushback stun. Which, sure, you know what? That's fine. It's the sort of thing that will save you in case you would otherwise, say, be getting assaulted by a bunch of ranged hits, like in the giant fight, for example, where one-hit saving does not make too much of a difference when you have that many projectiles going at you. Sure. I mean, it's one of those things that I hope not to use it, but if I need to, it's there. Come on now. Still a great item, still keeping me very healthy with the everything that isn't malaise right now. I need something to deal with malaise. That is still, well, of course it's been in the past the hardest thing to deal with in high cell difficulty, and that remains true right now. Not really too much else to say about it, especially in survival. I think the thing is that the Scythe Claw was introduced, and the most that I was using it was at a time when rats were not in the game. I think 90% of the hits that I'm taking right now are from those rats. And that's a problem. As it is, though, I don't think I'm actually going to end up taking gastronomy for right now. Maybe a little bit later in the run, but for the time being, actually, Frenzy has been keeping me at 100% health trivially. I'm going to instead go and take extended healing, and God, I can only hope that it pays out at least a couple times over the course of the run. Because I don't get extra... Actually, why doesn't gastronomy... Wait, does gastronomy give you extra... I'll give her an attempt. Does gastronomy give you extra malaise healing too? I'm thinking about that right now. It's it should, right? Well, something to pay attention to, I suppose. Oh boy. Good. Already much better, I'm seeing. Yeah, 3 hits with that. I really got to get the... Yeah? No. Okay. I really got to get a little bit better, you know, stuff going on with that. Oh, I do have frozen target synergy with the Crusher. I might want to just switch out the Smoke Bomb for a little bit of ice synergy instead. You know, provided that I'm not about to die. Yeah. It's fine. It was a little bit touch and go there for a second, as you can... I mean, I had people saying it's just like, sounds like you're getting a lot more frantic with the voice lately. And it's like, yep. I'm feeling the stress, baby. I'm feeling it. Okay. Well, especially with this sort of thing going on, of course, but... Okay, yeah, No, I don't actually need an Ice Bomb. It freezes nearby enemies when the effect ends, and the effect is, like, on command. This is a very good combination, and a pretty novel one, too. I'm liking it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep this one going for as long as I possibly can, and tries to get a maybe like a different main hand that actually does do some synergy with... Well, I do need to have enemies around me. I suppose I should remember that. Try to get an actual main hand that has some synergy with ice, and I think we'll be looking pretty good. If that was colorless, I would take it. Although I do see that I am about to get a... Hey, how about this then? Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, there is some sort of colorless thing down here. Shield. Now, the question of, is it necessarily better than the punishment that I'm using? I'm a big fan of punishment. Yeah, I like this combo a lot. That was like a buffed up version of that too. Unfortunately, the malaise is still a pretty big issue. Attacking, etc., blah blah blah. Nah. And now that they no longer give you 3 stats on 3 to 5 cell mode, it's not nearly as much of a good idea to be taking that. Anything? Got any sort of freeze synergy? That's mostly what I would be looking for. Okay, I really do have to take this out. Taking way too long. Good, and oh, thank God. Haven't found any elites just yet. However, this is as good, if not better than elite, so I'll take it. Certainly. You're right. Starting up a new save file with a... You get your progress wiped every single time you update in the alpha. It's the alpha, baby. You don't get to keep your progress. Not that really... It's not like there's, you know, a whole lot of new content that I'm unlocking right now or anything, though. Also, I didn't even think about it, but it is appropriate that I got the TMNT costume for this run. Because I decided to do the very questionable play of going through the sewers. Always a questionable play. Never not questionable. Okay. Just go with the right Scythe Claw. That's the big damage anyway. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Hopefully did not get that out in time. That said, should be able to have him stun locked long enough. Perfect. Nothing very good there. Nothing very good here. I mean, it's, you know, the run has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it's like, I don't think Scythe Claw is super good for this particular scenario. In general, I think it's a great item, but it's just not great right now, unfortunately. Here we go. Okay, one more hit should do it. Perfect. Oh, Super Mario mode. I want to play with those Mario games. And Mario, he ain't even an Atario. But yeah, that's it's now just, you know, called exactly what it does, you know, exactly what it says on the tin. So it's not quite the same thing. However, I remember I didn't want to go to the ancient sewers, actually. However, I did see for one brief second there, they brought back the door glitch. They brought back the door glitch where you suddenly go flying off to the left or right. I don't know. I want to say that is like an actual glitch, but it's also pretty great to see. Yeah, for right now. Once I get rid of Frenzy, I'll I gotta figure out how to do that. It used to be that what you could enter the door at like any height. You didn't have to necessarily be on the ground to enter the door, or that it wouldn't auto-correct you to the ground, and then you would just fly off into the distance. And that happened for one brief second there. I gotta figure out how to do it more. Well, anyway, yeah, when I get rid of the Scythe, I'll probably get rid of Frenzy, kind of figure out a little bit better combo of items. But for right now, I think this particular combo should at least have me stay not malaised up too much. Damn. If I had the tonic, well, if I had the tonic, I wouldn't take the malaise, but it wouldn't automatically clear the malaise. Which I didn't see if they changed that just yet. The fact that tonic prevents, using tonic prevents that, and it is now on a cooldown, you can just kind of wait it out and get, and even malaised up food won't affect you. It's like one of the great things about using the Berserker mutation that I never took advantage of as much as I should have. Good. Okay. The stats here are unimpressive, but I can probably still make some stuff work. I would also really like to save up for a potion charge, which, by the way, still very expensive right now, Motion Twin. Well, I don't know. Maybe with the newest update they changed that up, but last I saw, it was like 20,000 gold, and that's still most of the money that you're going to be earning throughout the course of the run. Yeah, got comboed there. Well, fine then. And there we go. Yeah, Frenzy's still working as good as ever. Okay, here's the thing with Vampirism. This could actually... I do get some real big hits. No, with Frenzy, I just don't need it. I don't need it. But it's just like, with the big hits that I get, if I wasn't using Frenzy, I do think that that would actually be pretty trivial to regain all of my health very quickly, as long as I played it even slightly carefully. Which, I mean, you've seen the rest of this run so far. You know that's not going to be happening, unfortunately. Rhythm and Bazooki. Oh, and also, yes. Don't mind if I do. In fact, I really don't mind if I do. It has been nerfed. But, like, come on. How much? It can't have been nerfed. It's still a good item, even in spite of that, I think. Sure, the damage might be a little lower, but the damage was already ridiculously high for the sort of weapon it was. So, lowering it just makes it a good weapon now, rather than a broken weapon. Well, as far as you can get broken in Dead Cells, I guess. I don't know if you would really, if you really could consider right into it, eh? Well, Frenzy's going to be a little bit hard to get working now, like I said, but I think that's fine. It shouldn't be a really game-changing type of decision that I'm making here. It'll just be slightly game-changing. Of course, still going with a Scythe would have been the ideal play, but I don't regret this at all. Yeah, like, look at that. Good punishment usage, too. Yeah, no, this is as long as I keep up the rhythm, baby. Rhythm of the night. I should be fine. Also, you get a lot more indication as to... Oh, of course. I hate... Usually I like seeing this elite because it can't follow you, but not at this point in time. You get a lot more indication as to when you should be hitting... when you should be keeping time, basically. So that's good for me. I probably should have waited for the thing to activate, but that just doesn't really matter too much now, does it? I am under no requirement to play the game the same way. This is not that... We're not doing that sort of run. We're not doing a showcase run. Does not have the same rules. All right, well... I am still probably going to want to go some pretty crazed berserker style nonetheless, because I do want to make absolutely sure that I'm getting as much health as possible. I'm still a little bit worried, a little bit shaken here. Got a mighty frighten going through my bones when it comes especially to going up against the conjunctivius. So, yeah. By the way, extended healing has not paid out at all. Don't take extended healing. Don't make the same mistake I did once again. Once again. Once and for always. Anything of interest? Not at all. Fire. Don't get me wrong. I like Firebrands. Firebrands is some good stuff, but not really doing a whole lot of good stuff right now. This is not the type of build to be using Firebrands. Ah, man. And now comes the big heal. This is when the heal becomes the big heal. Fortunately, it's not good enough quite yet. Come on. Stupid tiny area. It's not making it any easier to fight these tentacles. War Spear. I mean, not that War Spear is a particularly impressive type of weapon, but I don't know. Maybe there's something I can do with it. That's what I'd like to see. And anybody else, still at only 65%. It's a little bit worrying. And unfortunately, it seems like every enemy is just completely on the opposite side of this entire planet. Well, so much for, yeah, getting any more healing off of that. Anything else I'm looking at? This would be the one time that I would like to see heals while getting poisoned. Not a common affix, and certainly not a one that you can get any use out of. Yeah, you don't see it often, and even less often you see actual usage of it. Oh well. Do those guys see through invisibility? Or was I actually not invisible at that time? I don't know, I didn't quite see. Come on, more enemies. No, there's nothing. There's just nothing at all. Ah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, here. And why do I even want this? It's not something that scales with survival. It's not even a thing. Oh well. Well, there are plenty of extra stats that I can get in everything. If only I tried going through the door instead of plowing my way right into the ancient sewers, probably would be looking at a little bit better run. It's not necessarily the worst thing. This is not an unrecoverable situation, but it's also like, I'm not a big fan. Still pretty high on malaise. Could be higher on health, etc., and so on. That's kind of how I'm seeing this run. That's what the current optics are that I'm looking at. Right. There's one more fragment down there, and so we got 3 more stats to go, just going down this one area. I suppose that's not too bad, but still. Okay. One more survival, and... like I said, don't make the same mistake I did by taking extended healing with the hope that you'll actually be able to get any sort of usage out of it. Fool! Think that you'll actually get any malaise cures out of extended healing? Why, such a thing is a folly of your own making. Oh, this is frozen targets. I think I want to keep the money, though, instead, because I really do need a... really probably do want to go get that potion charge, because in all likelihood, in the next fight, I'm going to be using that. Well, maybe punishment is going to come through and really kind of pick up where I've fallen down. That's the... I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, and I ain't liking it. Although maybe getting the bomb would have been good just purely to have something that will work against the conjunctivius, because let me tell you, Crusher sure ain't. Unless I get some very, very... I mean, maybe like slowing... it'll not be the worst thing. Well... that's some good stuff. It's a sort of, yeah, that's the sort of damage that I'm looking to get, if possible. But somehow, I don't think it's going to happen like that. Right, they don't even try to attack you if you do not, if you're invisible. That's frustrating. You know, now that I got a shield, what I should do is I should just switch out Frenzy instead for the What Doesn't Kill Me mutation, which I think is going to be like 1,000 times more effective. That's one that I usually don't really think about too much because, you know, Necromancy has always been so much better, but as of now, it would actually be quite good. Come on, try to, yeah. Ugh. Well, it's rough, but... oh, come on now. Well, it's rough, but, like, I've had worse. As long as it kind of stays in range of the actual... yeah, getting that freeze in there, I guess, is going to be the only thing that's really working out. Crusher does seem to be doing some good work for this fight, though, especially with that slowdown. It's like 1,000 times more effective than... well, not in damage, but just in purely in, like, stopping power than the Wolf Trap. Damage, I think you'd still have better time with the Wolf Trap, but, you know, that's just kind of always been how it's goon gone. What was that even? Was I trying to be cute or something? I was really trying to, well... okay, fine then. At least extended healing is going to make sure that I... one more. There we go. At least extended healing is going to make sure that I survive the rest of that and all that. Oh well. Not my favorite way that fight's gone, but I guess it could be worse. Also, that's just a full scroll that you get here now. Good stuff. By the way, that said shoot arrows for 0 damage for an arrow. Oh man, that's some good stuff. I didn't get the no hit door. Big surprise there. All right, switch them up. I got a good idea of what I want to do now. We're just going to go right back to this. We're going to go instead what doesn't kill me. Yes, yes. And then, God, Blind Faith could be good. Counterattack could be all right. Gastronomy? No, it still would not work. What am I even thinking? And it does not double. It gives me 25% extra damage, though, which is really not bad. That's a good amount of extra damage. Frostbite would have some good synergy. Well, would have some synergy. I still don't think that does enough damage to be very good. Masochist, maybe? Instinct? Neither of these are bad options. I don't know, let's just say, as much as I'll try, I'll give it a second chance. Don't do this. Don't give extended healing second chances. It's just gonna let you up. It's just gonna not work at once again. It'll let you down. Except for some reason my brain kept auto defaulting to let you up. Also, I didn't use that last key. I realize right now. As always, whoops, my bad. Yeah, just kind of. If I can get a parry here from anything, punishment should be able to kind of take care of business. But as it is, I don't know. Well, that'll take care of business also. Good. Again, the malaise. I'm worried about the malaise. If I can afford the potion charge, if I can also afford a little bit of malaise healing, I think I'll be looking good, but I don't know. This is a little bit different of a build compared to what I normally have. It was a good thing that I got in the middle of that before I started swinging around the bazooki. Oh, I hate... There. Took forever, but I got it. Barely. Blowgun ain't gonna be any good. And I guess that was just a bad idea in general. I didn't even get the malaise cure that I wanted to. Why don't you just make it 100% guaranteed every time that you kill an elite that you get a malaise cure? It's so very useless right now. Don't even know why I'm even giving it the time of day. Because I want to believe that I'm going to get some usage out of it, and I really could use the malaise cure, but it's just it just ain't happening. Good. He's getting breached too much there. And I don't really want to try to parry the rats. It can be good. They certainly will give me heals and everything, but they'll also end up killing me too, because their parries are very hard to get. There, and there. Frustrating, but worked out nonetheless. Sure, enemies might teleport to you faster, but they also teleport directly onto you still. A lot of smoke bomb items in this game. That's a third one I've seen now, with the colorless one and the one that I saw I tried to get in the sewers. A strange theme, to be sure. Yeah, could have been bad. I don't really know exactly what I was thinking, but I was thinking it. Okay, that still does count as a melee attack. Good, good. Because I am getting, like, what, almost 3% heal from each time I get a parry. So that's working pretty well. What? I guess it was a rat that hit me. That's the only thing I can possibly think of. Okay, now I just need to get to the food shop, and hopefully I'll have enough money to be able to both afford potion and malaise cure. Because I really, really need that right now. We'll take this, though, too. I think I got hit there anyway, but I couldn't even tell what it was from. Motion Twin did say that they lowered the enemy density or something like that. I guess that just means we put in way more rats, which does not work very well with a slow build like this one. Maybe it's just how the algorithm works, where they're just like, oh, we got less ability to spawn enemies. We'll spawn a bunch of lesser enemies, like rats, forever and ever. Yeah, it's make sure that you don't have to spend all of your money on food in future runs. Did a bang up job with that. All right. Greed Shield could actually be useful now that gold scaling isn't a thing. Probably actually be able to get a decent amount of cash money from that. Punishment, though, I think is still good, and it's not like I really have a whole lot of money to be able to afford other items. Good. Well, at least for the most part, I'm surviving. Only one potion charge down. And with gold scaling gone, if I can get back up to 20k, I can go afford another potion charge, I think, in the cavern if I was going to go in there. Which, I don't know. I feel like that's... Yes, please. I feel like that's kind of a questionable decision on my part. To actually force that upon myself once again. This is not a bad run. Certainly. Certainly it's not a bad run. However, I don't know if it's so good as to be able to take on the giant right now. Though people did say that the giant is not as big of a deal. It's not as big of a deal in this current update. I'm going to try to get them into a little bit more friendly of a corner like this. Good, good. Yeah, that's a pretty effective way to take them out if you can just kind of get them grouped up like that. Good. Almost there. Let's give it like a couple more enemies, of which I can... Hey, there's these magic missiles over there. Speaking of normally verboten items. You know, let's just not even mess around with that too much. Do I want to go into the cavern or into the sepulcher? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it because, you know, it's supposed to... Like, the giant's fairly easier. I got a good shield. I got some very shield-focused gameplay. I got some good damage. I can make this work. Yeah. That's my justification. And also because I don't want to go through the castle. Like, I hate the castle. I know y'all are going to make me go through the castle soon enough. So I'm going to enjoy this until I get to that point. In the meantime, I do still have three enemies to kill, which is going to be worrisome. I do have an ice grenade. Ice grenade is there, and ice grenade is there to do all of its ice grenade work that I require of it. However, I am still worried. Yeah, okay. At least that's a... The skeletons I'm not too worried about, comparatively, though. Skeletons I can deal with. Is that extra heal? Not that I necessarily need heals right now. It's really just the malaise that I'm more worried about. And also go get a different necklace so that I can stop accidentally making myself invisible. Boy, every single time I pick up this necklace, it's like, oh man, it's so easy to get through all the areas. Then I forget about it immediately. Oh well, I'll take advantage of it to a certain extent right now. Why not? Still would like to have free synergy on that, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. As it is, though, I mean, 20,000 I don't think is entirely out of reach for me. I think I can still make that happen. Get enough cash money to actually afford to get all of my potion charges back, and then I can really use those in the final boss fight if they didn't affect how much damage or how much health the final boss has. Which, I don't know. As of right now, I wouldn't put money on saying that it's much different. Good. As long as I can get the right rhythm down. As long as I can get enemies trapped in my rhythm, as opposed to the other way around. It's good damage. I mean, it certainly seems like you do get pretty good stats by Endgame. It's just, boy, it does take a little while to get there. Early game is the harder bit in Dead Cells in this update, and that's, I don't know. Is that necessarily a bad thing? It's certainly not easy. Make no mistake on that. But it is, come on now. Getting 30 late game in, like, previous versions was also, you know, with the added stats that you got from holding onto weapons. Not the case here. Good. Just keep on rolling like that. You know what I'm talking about. You can also see that I am starting to take like a lot less damage, just period. That's the power of having, you know, just the huge amount of health pool, as well as the mutation specifically for that and everything. It really is all about managing malaise, which I'm doing a very bad job at. And I do think that before the next boss fight, I'm just going to be switching out for necromancy. Sure, necromancy might have gotten nerfed a lot, but it didn't get so nerfed that it's going to be preventing me from getting the malaise heals that I so desperately require right now. You gotta get in front of it. That's literally the entire gimmick behind these characters. Okay. Still a little bit worried, as I'm sure you can probably tell from the panic in the voice. Good. But I'm feeling more confident right now. Good, good, good. The idea there was supposed to be able to get the slowdown like immediate, whatever. God, it's no longer 200,000 gold to get a potion charge in the cavern. What a world we live in. Still doesn't make it necessarily more affordable. All things are relative, but still. That potion charge at this rate might go entirely into, you know, keeping the malaise down once again. Well, at least I'm surviving. Do think that this, well, actually, I don't know. With the whole malaise mechanic, I don't really think it matters too much how much damage you take health-wise in a lot of ways. Well, that does mean that when I get down to 10% health, I'm going to be able to recover from that a lot easier then. It's not just going to be a one-hit kill. Certainly not enough elites around here, or at least significantly less elites than I was expecting, because I still haven't yet gotten an upgrade for my necklace, which is something of a problem. Because the invisibility actually is kind of like working against me right now, instead of with me. Good. Freezing when I block enemies with a parry now is also helping a lot too, because that sort of slowdown is important. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually afford the 20,000 that I was looking for at the beginning of the run, but I guess, you know, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. I don't necessarily need every... There we go. I don't necessarily know. Oh, I just got it again. I don't necessarily need every potion charge in the game. You know, like a bit of money to be used here and everything, but I do need a lot of it still. All right, 27. Like I said, it's it ain't bad. $7,000. Yeah. Punishment would also be pretty good, but I feel like I'm probably going to be okay even without that. However, a more powerful bazooki, and like a 100% more powerful bazooki, is going to be worth it. I was going to grab pretty much whatever sort of survival scaling item that I could possibly get there, and if this is what it is, this is what it is. Very nice. I'll just go buy the cough syrup and leave it at that. I think that's the only thing I can do. Good, good. I think that especially with what doesn't kill me, I shouldn't have any problem actually like healing up in the next fight, as long as I'm not taking too many hits. Malaise, though, is a different question. Well, these parries are still flying and furious as ever, so that's working out in my favor. All right, all right, all right. Almost a 30. Taken down. Oh, man. That's not good. But it should still be working out just fine with me. And I have inflammable oil, which is not really the most relevant thing, but hey, I guess it's something. And, okay, finally. Maybe the longest cavern I've had in some time, so that's something. Sure. Just to try to help even a little bit. Bye. Here, in fact, take that bomb. Don't come around here no more. Yeah, damage is looking great. Damage, absolutely. I think there's no question. It's really popping off. However, I am still concerned about how the rest of this run is going to go, especially when it comes to the final boss. So, kind of keep your head on a swivel about that. In the meantime, I guess I actually accidentally fully explored the area, so good stuff. Should still be able to get a good amount of usage. I think that the Crusher is probably still going to be able to hit the hands, so that's good. And freezing and everything still going to be as effective as ever. The shield, same thing, etc., and so on. I don't have enough money. Well, it was a good plan. Hey, as long as I do the Hand of the King fight fine, it shouldn't be even be a big deal for malaise, I hope. We'll see. Okay, there's actually like one hand down pretty quick, as I was saying. Yeah, that's looking good. Looking real good. All right. Well, now I can actually change out the oh. Questionable play. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it nonetheless. And y'all can't stop me. Am I flying too close to the sun? Absolutely. But it might still be good anyway. You don't know. I don't know. Do I still get I get freeze when enemies die. I don't get the freeze synergy on it anymore. But between the slowing and the freezing, I should be able to get the full 3 hits that you get from a crusher on an enemy. At least that's what I'm hoping. I suppose we'll see. And what do you got here? Yeah. I mean, quick bow is pretty great and everything, but I'm not going to take it. Once again, flying a little bit too close to the sun, you can certainly make that argument. I won't stop you, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's fine. It's cool. Okay, and then re-get you before I die from malaise-related issues, and what doesn't kill me? Yeah, I like this combo, and I think it is going to continue to be very useful right up until the end of the game. Perhaps. We'll kind of see how that goes. Oh, got hit. Yeah, if you can keep up that rhythm, it is pretty effective. Yeah, and there we go. Not too bad. Single hit. I'll take that for a fight. Yeah. No question on that one. And there's the malaise down, which is the one thing that I was hoping for. So let's get to the end and see if anything has changed with that boss, as I was saying. Because, I don't know, last time it was so ridiculously tanky that I couldn't even believe it. And I was having a good run going, too. Wasn't even an issue of that. So, I don't know. As it is, though, I don't really think I need to change out anything for mutations as of just yet. Maybe before the ending, but we'll kind of see, like, how that is when I get there. If I even feel like, you know, spend the money on it, or I would rather try to get, like, some better affixes for items. Certainly dealing 200,000 damage with a critical is, pretty good. Oh, come on. That would have been a really cool parry if I got it. No styling on him this time. Again, could just use the invisibility, or, you know, whatever, man. The Bazooki, one of the great things about the Bazooki is that it does have a pretty big hit range, and that can apparently actually even you say. I'll see if I'll be back for you, my dear potion charge. Probably not. 20,000 is still a lot of money. quite a payment required to get your hands into that, to get your thumbs in that pie. I don't know why. You can even hear me like saying, it's like, do I really want to say it like that? And then it's just like, and then my brain was like, yeah, man, do it. Yeah, but like, do it though. It'd be funny because my brain is Twitch chat. So, just, I don't know, whatever. It's just to kind of like make it a little bit expedient here, because as of now, it actually hasn't been all that long of a run. What am I even saying? No, it's actually been a quite brief run for most 5-cell things, but I don't know. I just feel like finishing it up anyway. Oh, like one hit there. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Crusher, which has been surprisingly effective up until this point. Should probably go for, like, I don't know, a couple, oh, I do actually need to pick up the key, too. What am I even thinking? Yeah, should probably go for, like, a few, parries or something, just to make sure that I'm getting some healing off of that. I think that'll be important coming up pretty soon. Yeah, though. We'll take that. Good, good. I don't know, it's just there's only a handful of enemies that actually try to give you parryable moves as of this area, so I don't know. A heavy crossbow. Do I want it? I think I should probably just stick with what I got right now instead, and not mess around with trying to go for a very different sort of run than what I was doing right now. Don't mess with success and all that, as you know. Life lessons from your good old pal, Dr. Infernal Firebird. And I give you a lot of life lessons in these episodes. Number 1, don't take extended healing. It's not worth it. You're gonna think, oh no, it'll be worth it though. Look, you fight so many elites, how could you not get any malaise heals from that entire... Well. Of course, even like the things that do melee attacks on you are pretty inconsistent about getting it done. Well, inconsistent. I mean, they're very consistent in the way that they will dodge around you. Yeah. Those guys are fast. They are very fast when it comes to hitting you with that, but not so fast you can't predict it when you're running up to them. Anyway, what else we got going on? Really, anything that's going to be, I don't know, any form of finding the alien key would be appreciated right now, because I'm not really getting any good luck with that as of just yet. Good, good. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll go explore the Wizard Tower and hope that the Explorer's Rune procs. It's kind of the major thing that I'm looking at right now. Are you kidding me? Come on, I was just going to try to get like a melee hit from them, but it is very difficult to do that. Not quite what I'm looking for. If I wanted to get a lot of extra health, maybe that could work. But as it is, not really going to worry too much. Yeah, of course. Well, there. At least now I'm mostly back up at full health. Did take one of my valuable potion charges, but... there are so many enemies attacking me right now. Why? There goes one of my second valuable potion charges, and then I'm going to try to get this guy to do this, but yeah, it's a little bit easier said than done sometimes. Especially when with the invisibility actually hurting me more than it's helping me. Ah, I see, of course. It's directly above the wizard tower. Where else would it be? Oh, that's just silly. Why, how could I have not seen that coming? Ah, I see. It's the lore room. That's what did it. Always, always and forever. I think I can actually just jump right down here, right? No? No, no. It says don't do that. That's what I wanted to do, I suppose. All right, well, at least as long as I can get like a couple parries or something, it should be totally fine to get through here. And also even get another extra stat, too. All right, come on. I actually do need some healing, like for real this time. Only 3%, but hey, if I get it 3% a few times, that's that'll still be quite effective. Okay. Ah, no. It's facing the wrong direction. Everything worked out so well right up until the very end there. It's unfortunate how that goes sometimes. Come on. Jump. Oh, yeah. Stupid invisibility has really been messing me up something fierce this time. These enemies just kind of stop trying to attack you. Come on. You know what? I'm out of here. I don't even need to really do anything else anyway. I'll get that, but then that's about it. That's all I really need. All right, let's do this. Actually getting the whistle there would have been pretty nice, but actually getting it would have been a different story. I mean, you might think, why not get rid of necromancy, but I am going to kind of rely on it during the ad parts to get a little bit of extra healing. At least that's the plan right now. It's not going to be much, but it might be enough to save me. I don't even know how that worked. See, I told you that it would be worthwhile. There's 2 of 4, is it? It's more than you'd think, which is unfortunate. It's 3. Well, that slowing is actually pretty effective, I'll say that. Well, he really wants to do that move, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Wow, 2 hits. Good stuff. Okay, well, hey, at least I got a solid win in this one.